Okay, so I've parked the car now. I'm at the Armadale playing fields. There's plenty of parking here, so I've come here deliberately because it's usually lots of space, and it's really just normally frequented by golfers on a regular basis, but this isn't the time of year for that really. I'm just looking back down the road towards the Brodick centre of the village. That's where I parked it. I'm out the car park. I'm just walking along the road, away from the centre of the village, towards the turn for the Armadale Hotel. I'll just get towards that here. And on my right, the road turns right down to the right and goes down towards the primary school and the Arran Hotel. And on my left, which is the turn I'm going to take, takes you to the Vets and the Kilmichael Hotel. Brodick Church is up this little lane here, and the Armadale Hotel as well, which is just up on the left. So that's the road I'm going to walk up. Nice quiet wee road, single track, tarmac road. I could drive up it, but I don't want to annoy anybody and park my car anywhere that I'm not meant to, and to be honest, it's only a short walk anyway. I'm expecting to walk just over a mile up this road maybe, and that'll be me at my destination. I've never been to where I'm going to today before, so hopefully I'll find it. I have got a little map in my pocket, but it's unusual to say that. I've been here 38 years and I'm going somewhere that I've never been before, and in all honesty I hadn't heard of this burial cairn before as well. So it turns out there are 7 of them scattered across Arran, and I've been to maybe half of them, so I'm going to make sure I go to all 7. But this one's of special interest to me because there's a haunted house beside it, and I'll tell you more about it in a minute. And it's supposedly the most haunted house on Arran. So, well, fingers crossed when we get there. something will, you know, happen that won't kill me, of course. That's the only thing, or possess me. That'd be nice. But as they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and sometimes the price for a breakthrough is a price worth paying. So if there are any ghosts there, well, I'll just have to suffer the consequences of that, and if not, I'll leave suitably disappointed. Okay, on we go, onwards and forwards and upwards, up the hill. Being I mentioned the Armadale Hotel, and I'm actually just passing by the entrance, I thought I'd just come up the driveway and just quickly stand outside this great place. It's been around for such a long time. Old sandstone building, don't see a date on the front of it, but it'd be, I don't know, around 1900 it would have been built, or somewhere around there. An attractive building with a massive glass house to the side of it, which holds all sorts of discos and dances and things. Happy memories of nights out in the Armadale. And I'm looking at their board here. What does it say? Food served 5 till 9. You can get fried breaded haggis and whiskey sauce for $6.95. It says here. That sounds nice, doesn't it? You can also get vegetarian haggis as well. All sorts of things here. Fish and chicken Caesar, feta, cheese salad, macaroni, hotel scampi, onion rings, sausage and mash, all sorts of things. Nice menu. Soup of the day. Yep, something for everybody there. Fancy the haggis. Anyway, 5 till 9. Getting hungry just thinking about it. So yeah, happy days in the Armadale. Quiet. Well, it's shut just now because I'm here just at early afternoon. So it's empty car park, surrounded by lovely trees. I can hear a dove cooing away up in one of the trees there. Hear that? Actually, I can make a similar noise myself actually, just by placing my hands together. And there's a wee sandstone house through the trees there. In fact, I think I'll try. 1 second. I'm going to try and do that. I'll put this down a sec. Right. So this is me doing something like an owl or a is it a ring-necked dove, collar-necked dove or something. Not bad, eh? My friend Aidan can do it as well. I'll just do it here again. Right, I'll just get back in position again. I learned how to do that at school. From memory, it took me 3 days. Somebody else did it, and it took me 3 days of just practicing whenever I thought about it, clasping my hands together, and until eventually it produces a wee note out the back of your hands. It's a breakthrough, and it's a bit like riding a bike. Once you can do something like that, you can do it forever. So, and that is the case with this. In fact, Aidan and I can actually perform songs with owl hoots because you can adjust the notes. So we're kind of expert owl hooters. I'm going to say owl, but I don't actually know. Could be a dove. That's one of my skills, my major skills that I've learned in life. Probably the best thing that I learned at school. How to sound like an owl, pretend I'm an owl. It comes in handy in circumstances where you want to communicate in owl language. Anyway, that's me back down the driveway. I'll carry on up the hill and stop getting distracted by silly things, as I do, because I'm a silly man. I'm nearly up to where I think I'm going to turn off this this track, but I just thought I'd stop for a second because going up this valley is it's just lovely. You know, the hills are displayed in front of me. I can see the mountains behind that. They're not very visible, of course, because we've got this cloud cover, but you can just see the clouds, you know, trying to reveal what's going on above them, and massive mountains sitting behind this house in front of me. And across the valley we've got a few scatterings of houses and farms, and then coming over to the right we've got the Arran Hotel and all the lodges and the accommodation in there. Forestry, going up the hill over to the right, and over the bay all the way to where Brodick Castle is, and Brodick Bay, over grassy fields. A lovely place to live, I would imagine. The only thing I can hear here is the water from the river further down that goes through the valley, and a chainsaw working away in the Arran grounds. It really is lovely. There's nothing else, I can't hear anything else at all. And I can see all the way across to the mainland if I look right down past the castle. And Merkland, I can see to Merkland and then across to the mainland beyond. So you can see why the cairn would have been up this way, because they're going to get a wonderful view, and I might not get it, so I've stopped here because there's going to be forestry and things maybe in the way. I don't know what's up there, I haven't seen. But I'm already getting the sense that there's going to be a wonderful aspect from up there, and that would be why the cairn would have been put in that position. And that's been the case with other cairns elsewhere on Arran. They've done them in prominent positions, you know, like giant graves in Whiting Bay, very high up. You can see all the way around, you know, panoramic view. And this is going to have a similar kind of view. And I'm just taking that in now, in case it's not visible because of the forestry further up. But it is lovely here. Okie dokie, on my way again. Okay, I've stopped again. This is right at the point where the track's going to start. I'm turning off the road up from the Armadale Hotel, and I'm at the junction which says East Knowe Farm and Glenrickard, Galloway's, Brodick, and that's the track that's going to take me to where I'm going, I believe. And also, by a happy coincidence, just where I've stopped are two horses, and they came galloping towards me with excitement. It's because I'm here, which is lovely. So, hello horses. Oh, you are lovely. Oh, look at you. Are you going to nibble my camera? It's okay, let's see you. Aren't you lovely? Aren't you lovely? Yes, you are. Are you sniffing? Yes, you are. So this horse in front of me, white and black, sturdy thing. Oh, you are beautiful. Oh, yes, you are. White horse with black patches on it, just lovely. I'll come down further so the horse can see me better. Here we go, horse. Oh, you are nice. What a beautiful horse and big eyes. Come over to see me. Just going away again now, and also accompanied by a brown horse of similar size. Not quite as stocky, but it's nice to see them both having the company of each other. And it's a big field they're in here. I don't know much about horses. They're both nibbling the leaves off a tree. There you go, I didn't even know they did that. So they seem happy, running up towards me and things. Anyway, nice for them to have the company of each other anyway, and it's a good wee welcome for me. So yes, and at this turn, the track continues straight down to the Kilmichael Hotel, or Kilmichael Hotel. So there's a kind of iron gate which people can drive through, but that denotes the start of the Kilmichael Hotel. To the left of that is the track I'm taking, goes up to Glenrickard. That's what it's signed for, and that's the name of the place that I meant to be going to, Glenrickard Burial Cairn, so that makes sense. So I'll say goodbye to the little horses, still nibbling the trees, leaves, and I'll make my way up this path a bit further. Okay, I've gone a bit further up this path and I've just gone through a gate, and it's gone onto a smaller track now, a kind of cart track. I've never been here before, which is really terrific, because I've run past this lots of times but didn't know it was here. And interestingly, I've come across another couple of horses, 3 horses there in the little field, mostly ponies, and they're lovely, all 3 of them standing together. And it's left me with the question, if there was a ghost around, would the horses have seen it? You know, does the only ghost, if it appears, only appear to people? Or would horses see a ghost? And that's the question, because if they could, they will have seen it, they'll know all about it. I'm getting a good view of the horses now, that's lovely. It's just nice to see them in company, that's the one thing I do know about horses and people. I could go right down and say hello to them, go down that fence. Oh, you are lovely, oh you are, and you're coming to say hello as well. Oh, I wish I could get down there to see you, maybe I should do that. Well, probably annoying somebody, I'm beasting somebody's land there. I'm talking to the horse, it's trying to come up to see me. Let's see if I can see it from here. Oh, I can see it from here. There you are. Oh, you are beautiful. Let's see that horse. Oh, you are lovely. You are a beautiful horse. Yes, you are. Aren't you lovely? Aren't you lovely? Yes. Oh, there's this jaggy thing there. Oh, not jaggy, but that. Okay. There we go. Oh, you are beautiful. Yes, you are. I don't know anything about you, but I know that you're a beautiful animal. Yes, you are. Oh, no, don't jag that. You'll jag that. What a lovely little pony I've got here. Big eyes. I'm just going nose to nose with that pony. Yes, I am. They're going nose to nose. You can nibble my hat if you want. You can nibble my hat. Oh, what a cracker. You are lovely. I can see the appeal of these animals. That is lovely. You are a gorgeous animal. Yes, you would nibble, wouldn't you? You would nibble, because that's what you do best. You're a nibbler. Yeah. Amazing. I'm loving this walk already, even if I don't see anything. It's been worth it just to see these little things. Yes, you are lovely. Yes, you are. Yes, there's my hat. You can nibble it. You can nibble it. You can nibble my hat if you want. Yeah. Oh. Right, I better not do that for too long. I'm just going to talk to horses and do nothing else. Okay, I'll see you on the way back down, okay? Right. Anyway, maybe got a few ghost stories to tell there, I don't know. Right, I'll just continue up the track. Right. Okay, Okay then, I believe I'm here, and oh, I've got a wee raindrop on my camera there, just get that a second, I want a clear view. I've turned off the track that I was following, just where there was a gate on the left and a gate going forwards, and I took the left hand gate. It's taken me onto this little tiny path that I'm on, a bit boggy, imagine it'd be fine in the summer, and unsurprisingly, because I did think I was expecting to see a house in front of me, and there is indeed the remains of a house maybe 100 yards in front of me. So just to tell you the history before I go there, what am I hoping for here? Well, I'm hoping for one of two things. Either nothing ghostly is going to happen, in which case I'm fine and I lost nothing coming here, or on the other hand, something ghostly happens. I prove once and for all for the whole world the presence of ghosts, catch it on camera, and there's no disputing it, much like Nessie being seen definitely and indisputably. That would be a nice result from this. So yes, a world breakthrough in ghost hunting, a transformation in the way we see the world, and everything to do with logic and the supernatural turned on its head at this visit here to Glenrickard. That would be nice. Why do I think that this house is haunted? Well, only what I've read, and that is that it is said by local people to be haunted because the tomb is just past here, the cairn, burial cairn, and somebody, and it's been disturbed, according to legend, upon the building of this derelict house below the tomb, which is of course where the tomb was placed to sight past the house and down the valley. The house is just below it. So this, the spirit of the site can generate considerable fear to those who visit the place when the spirit is awake. That's what local legend says. To those who may visit this out of the way tomb, they have to treat the site with the utmost respect. Don't come here hanging a lot of crystals about the place or attempt to clean the psychic atmosphere from the place. Just accept it for what it is and be respectful. So that's my plan here. I have said at the beginning I have an open mind to these things, so it's a funny thing to be here in the daylight and nothing ever happens, you know, but at the same time you do treat it with a bit of respect, or I am. Instantly my daughter really wouldn't come here with me because it did worry her a bit. She was being respectful as well. There's another little path off that way. That's my first proper glimpse of the house. I'll just come round a bit more of the path here. So it's just a small grassy footpath, and it's going skirting right past the edge of the house, which is a tumble down derelict stone cottage. The cottage has been fenced off, interestingly, but I guess that's because it's a ruin and probably considered to be dangerous. So I'm right beside the house now, just maybe 12 feet away, 18 feet. What can I see? A typical stone house, a small door at the front. I'm just checking what that is because there's a tree growing in front of it. Yeah, very small door, so I would have to bend my head quite considerably to get through that door. And also another door to the left, and a small kind of scullery extension has maybe been built out the front of it there as well. It's got a chimney at each end, so this cottage is just how you would draw a cottage, really. Symmetrical, chimney at each side, big thick stone walls, maybe nearly 2 foot deep, and a small brick porch extension on the front or back, depending if that's the front or the back, and I can't say I really know yet. There's a corrugated iron roof which is all tumbled down, all the timbers have collapsed, so the corrugated iron has worn better than the timbers have. They've all subsided down, so the roof's almost completely flat. Maybe that explains why there's this small path down here, because it takes you around the other side of the house for a look from the other angle. The house itself is quite interesting because there are no other houses up here at all. Just this one. Nobody else is built up here. There's a sign there that says keep out, okay. Danger, right, okay. So that's what that is. Tumble down. So I'm going down this other small path now. And hopefully it's going to veer around and I'll get a look at it from the other side. Makes you wonder. Yeah, I've only heard about this house a few days ago, so I don't know anything. I've not heard of it before then, and so I don't know much about it. But it makes you wonder why somebody went to the trouble of building it and then left it, abandoned it, you know. And of course there's always that question mark. Was it just practical reasons, or were they being tormented, you know? Was there something else happening in here? I'm getting a good look at the other side now. I'm right round the other side, so that's good. I've managed it. Nothing terrible's happened to me so far. Looking through the fence, and I've got 3 windows on this side, one at each side, one just nearly central. It's a very typical cottage. We would have had maybe 2 rooms in it. What can I hear from there? I can hear birds in the trees, and I can hear the roar of water from Glenrickard. Right in front of this house, just a few feet in front of it, is a field. And there are a number of fields here, all open to the sheep. The sheep were on the track. They were running away from them on the track. So it does give a good idea of what the kind of view from here, because it's clear, and the mountains are clearing up over there as well. So I'm getting to see the clouds lifting on the mountains over there, and all the way down to Brodick Bay. So yeah, if there were no trees here, it would be a wonderful view. I can see that, and that's from the house, but we're right beside the tomb, I believe. I've read that it's 70 metres further up. Okay, what am I feeling standing in front of this house? I'm not feeling nervous. I am respectful. Maybe I'm talking too much to really concentrate on the possibility of there being a spirit presence here. No, I could be distracted enough. As I'm walking about through this long grass, I suppose the only thing I can say I am feeling, just wonder if there was a ghost here, it might bite you somehow without you even expecting it. Like, for example, I step on something, lose my balance, smash the camera, and break my ankle or something, you know, something terrible. And I can't explain it, but nothing weird happened. That kind of thing, you know, like a big accident happened to me or something. So I suppose I'm being a bit more cautious. That's one thing I would say, that I'm here. But it is... oh, I've lost my path now. I've gone, yeah, there we go. Gone off my path, going around this little house. So yeah, I am feeling something in that respect. I'm being more cautious than I would be in case I'm being tricked, you know, lured or something like that. But apart from that, I'm not feeling... I suppose it's just the vague possibility that there could be something. I guess if I was in the dark I'd feel different, but that comes back to what I was talking about before, about magic and mystery being, you know, illuminated away. In the dark you can imagine all sorts when it's perfectly quiet and dark. Right, I'm back round to the first side of the house now. Yeah, just makes you wonder. I wonder if anybody knows why this house was abandoned. What experiences they had in here. That would be very interesting to know. I'm really just standing for a second, just taking this in. See if there is anything. No, I'm not feeling anything particularly. So I'm just going to carry on up the track towards the tomb anyway. Might come back. We'll come back past this in a minute anyway. Okay. Okay, I'm here. It took me a wee minute to find this actually. But suffice to say, if I was going to give directions, I'm now looking at the roof of the old cottage, the corrugated iron roof, and this path starts maybe 20 metres past where you go past the cottage. 20 metres, maybe 30 at the most, past the cottage, and you take the left turn. It's an indistinct little path, almost like a sheep trail, and it goes up to the left. I am, as it said, 70 metres from the cottage. I can see the roof. I'm looking down on it, just like they said. So that cottage is right in the view of any spirits that live here. But I'm making that point because I did go past the turn a couple of times actually before I found it, and I've got a map in my hand. So that's what to do. 20 or 30 metres past the cottage, look for a little sheep trail on the left. It takes you up a slope and to the highest point around, and I'm now at it. I'm looking at it. It's a big mound of an area, and this has been heavily robbed in the past for its stones, for other purposes, and even when someone came in 1902 to document it and establish what it used to be, it had already been raided a long time before that, and the stones had been taken away and things. So this is one of the most disturbed cairns on the island. Like I said, there are 7. The best one is Cairn up above Whiting Bay in Kildonan. I'll be going there as well. I've been there before. This chambered cairn is a burial monument, and is usually constructed, these type of cairns, during the Neolithic period, which is the later part of the Stone Age. So that is from 4000 BC to 2500 BC, around 5,000 years ago. So people were living here and building this at that time. We're going back such a long time, 5,000 years. I can't even imagine what they were doing to survive at that point. There's a small stone kind of entrance there. I know there's not much left to see. I can see a lot of random large stones scattered about the place. But the main thing about this is completely covered in bracken, and most of these sites are tended and well kept and things, but this one isn't. So luckily I'm here in January and all the bracken's died back, and I can see what's on the ground, which is a very large mound with some stones, and this is obviously in front of me. It's been specifically constructed. It's got a vertical stone on the left and the right, and an end stone as well. But if you came anytime after the spring, you wouldn't see anything. It would just be bracken. So here's another one here. There's a big kind of square hole which has got stones all the way around it, and on all 4 sides. So that's like a burial chamber. I have read there were several, and one of them was very small, so that would be that one there, I suppose. About 3 foot long and 1.5 foot wide. That would be the very small one. I've just passed one, so this would be the main line of the chambers. And then I'm going back a bit more, and here's another one. This is a long line of stones here, so at least I'm seeing something. Quite big stones now. And this one is stretching back maybe 12 feet. And it's got a number of stones, a bit like Giant's Graves actually, which has been heavily raided itself. I'm just walking about, being careful where I stand, because you can't really see. There's more stones under my feet, lots of them. So all of this area that I'm at is a big long line of stones constructed, so you can see that there was something here. It's just that we're going back 5,000 years, of course, and there's been so much vegetation and pillaging and things. So all of this would have been one massive circle, massive mound of stones, and that's what they did. It's like a large stone chamber right at the bottom, which is what I'm looking at just now, and around and over this they put a cairn of stones over the whole area. The largest number of these cairns are in Scotland, more than the other countries of Britain. And the word cairn itself comes from the Gaelic word, I don't know how to say it, but it's spelled C-A-R-N with a little kind of apostrophe above the A. So it spells cairn, but I don't know how they would have actually said it. This one is typical of Arran, situated 94 metres high for its commanding views of the lower ground, overlooking much of Glencloy and northwards to Brodick Bay. And yes, the chambers have been cleared out, and of course the stones have been, most of the stones have been robbed as well. And it's to the southeast of the abandoned cottage, which is actually called Glenrickard as it happens, so that's maybe taking a name from this. Any other information I have? Let's get this here. Yes, the remains here are somewhat overgrown and ramshackled. On the moor above Colmickle House, there are no traces of a cairn or of a frontal semicircle. The chamber is formed of rather light flags with their upper edges nearly on the same level, so that the monument is more like a series of cysts than a chamber. And that, I would agree with that. That looks like that, a whole series of cysts in a line, a long line of them. I'm just reading this off the notes from the internet. The chamber is directed north and south with the portal to the south. There have been 3 compartments, but they are rather smaller than usual, the third from the portal being only 3 feet 10 inches long by 2 foot 2 inches broad. Ah, right, well that's about the size I was talking about. 2 foot 6 inches from this compartment is another cyst, which is probably a short cyst representing a secondary interment, and 10 feet further north is a second ruined cyst placed at a different angle. This last has the appearance of a short cyst, but is not carefully constructed and differs little from the component compartments of the chamber. Okay, there we go. So I've made it here. It did take a bit of doing to get to this, and right, just like they said, although I shouldn't be disrespectful to this, because it's so overgrown and so many stones have been removed, I'm glad to have been able to see what I can see of these stones, but there isn't that much to see. It would have been, of course, very impressive when it was much bigger, and before the 5,000 years had passed. There's another stone way over to the side there. The forest is kind of all the way around it and almost encroaching. So imagine if it stayed overgrown like this one day, it might almost disappear altogether, and certainly not going to be able to see anything here in the summer. Not with this bracken. It needs to be cleared, or the sheep need to get in or something. But I'm still glad I came. I haven't been thinking about the ghosts or spirits and things when I've been up here. I've been thinking about the cairn. So that's interesting. I'm not feeling really, I'm feeling reverential more than anything, because I can see this is a burial site, you know, I've got to be respectful for that. But I'm not feeling in any way worried, so I'm just coming back down the slope now away from where the burial cairn is. I'm going back towards the cottage, and I'm doing that deliberately, just so you can see, or at least hear, how long it takes to get there, or how far it is. Coming down a little tiny path here. In fact, it's so small. I almost went the wrong direction here. That would be the funny way, wouldn't that be the twist in the tail, wouldn't it? If I came here and then got hopelessly lost in the forest and nobody knew what happened to me, and then they discovered the camera and it says everything's fine, everything's fine. Oh, where am I? What's happening? What am I doing? And then I disappear and they find the camera and they discover that that's what happened to me in the end. I got swallowed up by the forest. So that would possibly be a ghost if that happened. Now, here I am. So yeah, I'm trying to get to the cottage, and I'm even still struggling, even having been here already. Yes, there's my little path there. It's just a little bit difficult to see. There it is. Okay, walking through the grass. A lot of snowdrops and grass and things. Yes, I'm going down here. That's it. Okay. And then down to a small ditch, which is nice and solid underfoot, I would add, and I'm in the winter, so I don't suppose it's going to present a problem in the summer. I can stand on that ditch and I don't get swallowed up by it. That's me back on the path that I stepped away from and going back towards the the cottage of Glenrickard. Yeah. And that's me almost back again now. I'll just keep the microphone and camera on because this is the last chance for any ghostly goings on to happen. There could be going on behind me, I wouldn't know maybe. Right, I'm back standing beside the cottage again. So that's how far it was. 20 or 30 metres up there and then up to the left. It would be peaceful living here, I'll tell you that. I can hear that wee dove noise and intermittently, and the water, and that's it. And in fact, since I'm here and I'm listening to that, I'll do one last thing before I leave. 1 second. I'll just put this down here. Oh. There it is. There, I can hear it again there now. Okay, put my camera down. Hopefully I'll just stay there for a sec. Yeah. Right, and just to prove I can do it, nothing in my hands, clasp them together. That didn't work. Okay. Now, back up my feet again. That doesn't seem to have brought out the spirits from the spirit world either. Nothing much happening here, I don't think. But it's been nice coming. I haven't had the time to tell my ghost stories. I'll tell them next week. I think that's what I'll do. I'll maybe go somewhere else like this and then tell my ghost stories. I just rabbit too much. But I have enjoyed coming here. It's been nice. Funny enough, it feels like it's getting dark, but I know I haven't been away that long, so it's just because it's murky, I think. If it was a sunny day, it made me feel a lot better, but it does feel like, it feels strangely like it's about to get dark and I might get stuck here or something. Maybe that's part of the aura of the place. It's so overgrown. It just makes you think about things a little bit more. Because I know it's not going to get dark. Okay. And that's me back in the main path again. Back where I recognise. Easy going, good underfoot, no problem. Birds flying overhead. I'll go back and see the horses again. Okay. Right, you're down. Right, so I'm here, I've just come away from the cottage and the cairn, and I'm with Ian McMillan in his lovely red jacket, and he can get seen if he gets lost. I can't. I was nearly getting lost coming back out of there. And you know a bit about this place. You would just tell me about the Dobsons. Is that right?
Aye, well, I stayed at, I was friends with the Dobsons. They were uncle and aunt, and me and Russell used to come up and see Mr. Johnston. He was the shepherd for the estate, for the Kilmichael estate.
Right.
And they had no water or an outside toilet, and the house was beautifully done with lining.
What's it? That wee cottage there?
Lining.
I can't imagine it. Because
And he had a son, I can't remember his name, but he wasn't just, he was just not right.
Right.
But his other son was the shepherd at Glenkill.
Right.
He was a nice boy with a family. And then when I think the son died, and then Mr. Thingy died, I can't remember, but he left quite a bit of money, and it was all in his jacket pocket.
Was it?
Aye.
In the cottage?
No,
No.
well, when they got him, he died. Aye.
Oh, right.
So, well, I've been up quite a lot ever since, but you can't get near it now.
So basically the man that owned it, he died with all that money in his pocket, and then...
No, he didn't own it.
He didn't own it?
It was the...
Oh yes, he was like a tenant in it for the job.
And then
Right.
it was taken over by the Forestry Commission.
Right, and then they didn't bother with... So that's
No.
why it's empty.
That's why it's empty.
That's interesting, because I was just wondering when I was up there what the reason would be. If it would be anything to do with like ghostly spirits or something haunting them out the place or
There
anything.
was once or twice these folk come down, you know, in solstice and that.
Right.
They set up camp up here,
Oh, right.
and there's quite a lot of visitors come up to see it
Right.
because of the, you know, the grave.
Yes.
So, and that's all I can tell you. But I've been
So
going
that's
up
why
here
it's that's why it's empty, because the forestry took it over and
Yeah.
they weren't bothered about anybody living in it anymore. So nobody was chased out of it. That's the main thing.
No,
Right.
no,
Okay.
no.
They just don't have a use for it, basically.
no, they were going to use it as a store and
Ah.
all the rest of it. But
It would have been nice to live in that cottage. I was just standing there thinking how peaceful it is, you know.
aye, it was a lovely place. I mean, it was nice, and
Yeah.
we used to go up and flounder about with them, and Russell and I. So,
Yeah.
when we were in our youth.
It's difficult to get past that though, isn't it? Up to
Oh,
the
you
cairn.
can't do it now. It was used to be a nice path,
Yeah.
and I think they're not encouraging folk.
No, doesn't look like it. It was difficult to find. I went past the cairn a couple of times before I even found the wee kind of sheep's trail that took you up to it.
Aye.
It was difficult to find.
And it's
Um,
very interesting.
It is interesting, and I'm glad you've told me a little bit more about it. That's fascinating. I'll turn this back off again then.
Right.